Hello, welcome to or welcome back to the channel, and another my thoughts on. Now I did my thoughts on PalWorld at about 30 hours. I've now crossed the 100-hour mark. Um, I'm just gonna start by saying that I paid like $27 for this game. I have 100 hours in it. The game's been out like 10 days. Take from that as you will. And I the game's still here. We're still playing it. I was playing it late last night. It, if my biggest complaint about this game is you start playing it and you forget that there's a tomorrow and that you need to go to bed to do things. Um, the game in and of itself is amazing. I'm very surprised by how well a lot of the stuff is. Now there are some issues, and I'll kind of touch on those here in a little bit. Probably the biggest issue and the biggest complaint that people have is that your pals are dumb. They fall off edges. They get stuck on things. Like if they walk over here. And mostly what it seems like is if like this little cliff right here, that is enough to completely destroy a pal's life. They get down there and they can't figure out how to path back up that cliff. There's some issues. I've slowly started working around it and trying to get better where I don't lose things as much. But that's probably my biggest complaint with the game. But if you're looking at the game, a lot of people, have described this as Pokemon with guns, or as, but it's not. It's more like Ark, but instead of dinosaurs, we have weird little lamb balls and cativas, and they're Pokemon style animals. You'll see obviously, but that's just basically the setting. It's set in like a post-apocalyptic world where the creatures have all basically transformed into these weird magical type monsters. But you can do that. You can. There's so much depth. I'm only level 41 right now. So if we go to technology tree, we go all the way down here to the bottom. There's some of these they're good. There's some that are bad. And you can get saddles. You can get gliders. You can get better armor. You can get electric kitchens. You can I can make a refined metal helm. Oop. There's furniture sets. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. There's the game just scratches, and the reason it's so good, it's you have the base building aspect, and my base building, like I haven't done a lot. Obviously, I filled up a bunch of things in here. I have dragon eggs. I have a huge verd eggs, stuff like that. Maybe at the end of this, we'll come back and we'll look at those real quick. You can build things up here where you can store things. They have special recipes that you can find as you travel the world so that you can get, outfits. So I have like the cloth outfit. You have green and blue. There's purple ones, and then there's those that you can find in the wild for different things. There's jewelry that you can find. So that you can do that stuff. There's like beds. There's multiplayer. It's co-op straight out of the box. It works very well. We've had a server running. Most of my 100 hours has been on a private server. And these boxes here are all just filled with fruits that give my pets different skills. So you can customize your pets so that you can give them whatever skills you want. You can I can throw these guys here down. So, and then I can call him, and now I have, okay, come back here. Oh, he's picking up rocks. Oops, now I'm picking up rocks. You know, the game is so deep, and there's so much stuff to do. And yeah, there's some problems. Like if you watch, like if I pick up this guy here and I throw him down here into the water, and then I try to ride him, he can't figure it out. Now if I throw him up here, where I'm on the same level with him, then I can ride him, right? So now I can go around and fly. I can, you know, run around the map and do things. See, do that. Jump on my glider. The game is this open world survival type game where you can run around and you can gather things and you can pick stuff up, and the 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 depth at which you can do things and build your own bases, and it's just crazy. Like, and I'm not, my base is was originally destroyed by a raid, and so I had to rebuild my base. But if we go over here, this is wave space up here, not that one. That's a feature of the game that's there. But there's like humans, and you can capture them and have them work at your base for you. Let's see, let me get. I'll hit this. Then you can get things like this. Yeah, he doesn't like sheep. But you know, so you have these big guys. Like I got this guy from an egg. This is waste space coming up. This is her second base. She's a lot prouder of this one. But the game, and here we'll just, you know, straight. My thoughts on this game is that here's an indie developer. I paid $27 for it. I've got over 100 hours in the game. I had probably 90 hours in it before it even started feeling grindy. You know, but you can build things like this. Now, the actual base itself, it's not as, you know, it's kind of blocky. You don't have a lot of building parts yet. The game's in early access. It's been out 10 days. It is what it is, right? You know, I don't know what that will do. They're looking at getting PvP in here. They're looking at doing a bunch of other stuff. Time will tell whether or not that continues to be a thing, and how well it goes. Oh. Here, get in the box. Nope. Out. Get in the box. Nope. Get in the box. So you can get, it's just here where they'll do weird things like that, where, you know, they've triggered their attack, but they've already started whacking you. So they'll do things like that. And then you have this. This is probably my favorite looking guy, the beetle. He's so cool. But it's a design aesthetic. It's an art style, and it's really hard to hate somebody for an art style, because, you know, everybody wants to yell Pokemon this and that. And there was an old game that was recently released called Monster Rancher, and this game to me feels more like, oh no, I did it. Let's see. I am going to need you. Hey, are we not doing that today? What are you doing way down there? Oh, okay. Well, I have now broken the game. Broken good this time. Alrighty then. Okay. Let me get off of this. All right. So, but you can jump on your mount like that and get your stamina back, so you can climb out of the water. There's a lot of stuff with the game. Like, it's early access. It's been out for 10 days. I can't really, you know. So I can't dump on an early access team or an indie dev team for having something that they didn't expect us to do, right? So the game is amazing. And then, like, let me see if I can kind of, pretty much, if you can see it in this game, like that point all the way up there, right? So that's the volcano island. That tree right there, that is the only thing that you can see that you cannot get on. You cannot physically get to that tree. But that tower way in the distance, that one, that's on the volcano island. So that volcano island right there, if I go to my map, is this tower right here. I can see that far across. The ice one is this one up here. Okay. And then if I go over, so that's the ice one. That is the first ice one. I don't know if I can see the one that's on the desert island. May be too low for me to be able to see. But the distances at which you can see in the game, now granted, I can't look back and see my base from that distance because the render distance for this stuff isn't there. But we can go all the way over there, and I've got the waypoints open, so it'll be easier for us to do that. And I do have my fire armor on. This place gets a little spiced, or a little toasty. But we have a server, for the most part. We've had probably 5 to 8 people. We've been averaging probably 3 to 5 people on the server for most times. But I can go over here. I can go straight into here. There's a boss in there I can go fight. There's creatures down here that will spawn that I can try to capture. And you have different creatures. You have, like, there's one right there. The game, and I guess we best sum it up by Pete had said that it just scratches so many itches. It scratches the loot goblin. It scratches the base building. It scratches, the automation, and like, yeah, sure, could it do the automation a little bit better? Yeah. Could it do the loot a little bit better? Sure. But it does a lot of these things that shouldn't really be working together, and they do work really, really well. The base, the pets, could they path better? Yeah. Is it something they can work on? And all these things can be fixed. But the difference is between a game like this and Starfield and Saints Row and a list that we could go on forever of the last couple of years, the Gollum game, we've had a bunch of AAA games that came out, Redfall, they just keep flooding all these bad memories back into me of all these games that we've had released in the last couple of years by a AAA studio that has been rancid hot garbage. Here we have a game that is basically Ark or Conan Exiles, or an open world survival game, right? That they've taken and added a pet system to, so we can go out and capture a pet. You can basically have battles with each other. Well, not battles with each other yet. PvP is on the roadmap and it's planned, but you can't battle each other yet. But you can go do co-op battles. You can go into the boss fights with friends. You can go. We've had, like, the mammoth down here. There's a big, like, elephant, like a mammoth type creature. I don't know if he's out right now, but he's usually right down here. But it was like this level 38 thing, and I think at the time I was 25, and I was the highest person on the server. And we're out here fighting with them with, like, a bunch of level 10s and stuff, and we're fighting this, like, level 38 freaking, like, building of a creature. He's not here right now. Yeah, there he is right there. So we're fighting this big thing, and he's stomping and killing people, and it's just mad. And we just had a lot of fun. And that's the difference with this game, is all the basic mechanics function and work. The only thing that we're really having problems with is the pathing of the creatures, and the pathing of the AI pathing is it needs some help. And it's probably my biggest complaint about the entire game is the AI for pathing and stuff like that. It's just not good. They don't know how to jump off a cliff. They have to basically run around. These guys aren't picking up anything, evidently. They're all sleeping. So, but other than that, like the boss fights, the dungeons, because there's dungeons in the game. There's like, there's just so much to do that it allows you to just kind of do whatever you want. You know, you have your glider, you have the different pets, you know, you have, obviously these guys are all really low level. You know, you can have it where if you want, you can have your pets all out and you know, helping you fight and not even have to summon them. You can actually have, there's Dizzies and there's Daydreams, and you know, there was another one, the Floppy, I think, that you can bring out, and they'll be out and do things for you without having to summon them. And then, you know, you have the riding, you have land mounts, you have flying mounts, you can capture the humans. There's so much stuff you can do in the game. If you really wanted to, you can have your entire base making weapons and guns and stuff, and have the humans doing it. There's boss battles. There's interior boss battles. There's boss battles that you have to go to into a dungeon, and you know, there's actual dungeons in the game too. I'm trying to find one of the dungeons here real quick. So I've kind of gone through and now I will say the dungeons, I'm not sure if I'm happy or upset about the dungeon, because, and then there's the finding of the eggs. That's my favorite thing to do, is find the eggs. Oh, it's a Tombat. Sorry, distractions. I will say, as for mining and stuff like that, Tombats are probably the best thing to have in the game. There's some Digitortoises, there's some other things that are really good at mining also. But the Tombats, I think, are the best. A couple of reasons: they have level 2, so they can mine metal. And they have, they don't go to sleep at night. They don't go to sleep until they're wore out. So because they're night creatures. Should be a dungeon over here. And then there's chests all over the place. There's these little green effigies that you pick up as you run around for character progression, all kinds of stuff. Here's a little dungeon here. And then there's special creatures that only spawn in dungeons. And so we'll go into a dungeon here real quick. But it scratches so many little things. Like, if you want to go and just fight dungeons, you can go fight dungeons. If you want to, you know, progress through and fight with the bosses, you can fight with the bosses. You know, if you don't want to deal with these guys, you just do this and go, okay, deal with that. Come on, there you go. Yep, that's not going to work out well for you, buddy. So you just pull him out and then have him, you know, take care of my light work. Like, it's such a cool, and there's so much stuff to do in it. So there's a bunch of stuff about, you know, oh, they ripped off this, or oh, they're using AI to try to build the game. Okay, first of all, using AI for the longest time has been part of gaming. It's called procedural generation, and it's an algorithm to build your stuff, right? Was the map partially procedurally generated? God, I hope so. Because if not, you're gonna have people would have gone freaking crazy trying to build this entire map. It's freaking huge. It literally takes you forever to run across it. You know, and yeah, there's some part where you run into it and things aren't quite lined up correctly and stuff like this. But this dungeon is probably handmade. I can't see it not being handmade. There's a lot of little intricacies in it, and then there's only like 4 of them. So at least that I've seen so far, I think there's like 4 different dungeons. So it's kind of more of a handcrafted sort of situation. Obviously the boss battle arena, all of the bosses fight in the same arena. So that, that's only one. So there's not a lot of depth to that. I'd like to see more bosses, or more dungeons. I'd like to see procedural generation for the dungeons. I'd like to have it, because right now I've learned all of the dungeons and I know where the boss fight is. So I just run straight in. I can run straight to the boss fight, and I don't have to deal with all the side stuff and doing all the other exploring, because I'm just trying to run down here and grab the boss down here, and then just do this, do that one again, do that one again, and then go get in the bubble. So obviously this is only a level 11. It's not, and he's still going to cause me some trouble trying to get him picked up. There you go, and the ball you go. But that is a monster, or an alpha creature, and they're larger than the normal creatures. Then you run down here at the end, you get your little dungeon at the end. So now, oh, my inventory is completely full. That's not helpful. Get rid of this. Yeah, I'd get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's fine too. There you go. I don't need the attack pendant so much. I do want the ruby. High grade tech manual is good because it gives you extra points. But I just know there's so much stuff to do, and there's so many things to go explore and see. And like, I've been all over. This is obviously our server, so I've been all over the place, in places I probably shouldn't be, and visiting all kinds of places, and running into things that I shouldn't have seen. There's epic creatures where they're level 50 creatures and stuff like that. Now, we'll say towards the end of the game, it does get very, very grindy. Meaning that as you're playing, and then in order to, like my Warsec, in order for me to get him to be maxed out as strong as I can make him, I need to go capture like, it's something like 150 Warsecs or something. So I need him, and then I need 4 creatures, then 16, then like 64, and then like 128 or something. It's a ridiculous number of creatures that you need to capture in order to actually make the Warsec as strong as you can, or whatever creature you've decided to try to use. So, and then that's through the upgrade. So it's kind of like all the mobile games where they take, well, if you have 3 of these, you can combine them and make one. Well, basically you have a machine that you feed him and four other copies of the same creature into it, and then he gets bonus points. And then you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. Except for the number grows every time. So it takes a lot of them. So in order for me to get my Warsec really strong, I would have to go fight that battle a lot and capture a lot of them to be able to do it. So it can get very grindy, especially if you're trying to make it to get ready for PvP, or if you want to fight other people. So and there's some glitches, there's some bugs, there's stuff like that in the game. But like, honestly, I could rip and rave and jump up and down, and I'm just happy that we have a game that is a third person type game that's a survival world, where we can go in, we can fight things if you want to, you can gather things if you want to, you can scavenge hunt, you can build a base, you can build a building, you can have management with people like automating things for you as you're gone. Like, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So everybody that's in here, like, I'm playing this. Pretty much everybody on my Steam friends list either has this game or wants this game. My mom's playing it. My mom's playing. Waif is actually my mom. She's down on the down the road there. Both of my nephews are playing it. My nieces, you know, pretty much everybody that I know that's playing games either has this game and is actively playing it, or wants this game, and that says is a testament. And that's whether you're a Pokemon fan, whether you're not, whether you just like Ark and that type of game, you know, whatever it is, you can pretty much. It's just a fun game. And then the there's breeding. Like, I haven't gotten into the breeding yet because there's a huge scorching egg. What's a huge scorching egg? So the larger the egg, the Suzuka, those are good. They're like a level 3 or 4 fire, and that's all they do. Large. Large common egg. So the common eggs are, I'm not, yeah, it's a Grentel. A large dark egg. I don't know if I've opened many large dark eggs. Ooh, a Catris. Ooh, those things are huge. There's another huge, no, I won't leave that in there. I don't want to pull that out yet. The huge eggs, the big red dragon I pulled out was out of a huge dragon egg. Worm Crest is cool. That's probably another Worm Crest. I think almost every one of these I've pulled out has been a Worm Crest. Yeah, I've been a Worm Crest there. So you open these and you can pull this stuff out. That's a Dina Blossom. So the other large one that we pulled out of this was a Catris. So we'll see what this one is. Ooh, a Tombat. See, this is just a regular dark egg. A Loop Moon, and then I leveled because those are considered capturing of the creatures also when you're pulling them out. A Ruby. Huge rocky egg. I haven't opened one of these yet. Oh, I got another Warsec. Okay. Oh. And Warsec, he is great. Elizabeth. So a lot of things, especially if they're difficult to capture, you can still get them through eggs and, you know, the breeding program and stuff like that. So you can start mixing and matching creatures and getting different creatures out of it. It's crazy. It's insane. And this is the milkshake machine. So if I run over here, talk to this, I can choose this guy here like this, and then I can choose this Warsec, and it'll show you that he's gonna go from 4,011 max health to 4,211 max health, and then it shows you, and then his hard armor is gonna go up. The game is so deep, you know. So if we go in here and we go to my party, we can look at these guys. There's the Yormantide Ignis. This is the flame variant. If I go over here to the PAL deck, and you can see, let me see. Oh, here's so this is a Joltog. This is the ice variant of the Joltog. The Jormantide. This is a regular, the ground version. This is the ice version. And then you have the grass version. This is the electric version. This is the neutral deer that you'll run into. This is the Terra deer. So some of the stuff you can see, it's so deep. And then every single one of these has different, he does lumbering. This one does planting, handiwork, lumbering, medicine, transportating. You know, basically it does a lot of stuff. This one does the same thing. The farming will give you honey, right? So it's possible drops of honey. It says sometimes drops honey when assigned to a ranch, right? While on Team Lisby's stats will be increased. So you basically want to have an Lisby, right? While fighting together, stats will increase with more bee guard on your team. So basically, if you have this one, and the sweep down here is the same way. if you have a Sweepa that's in your team, and then the Swee, if you have the more Swee you have, and if you combine them with a milkshake machine, the bonuses actually even get higher. It's just it's so intricate in the way you can build your stuff and different stats, and can be written applies dark damage to the player's attacks while mounted. So you can get on this and it applies damage to you, right? The Warsec has an ability where Leylene, if you get her, when activated, the Queen's Soothing Graces greatly restore the player's health. She heals you for like 100 or 1,000 hit points. It's insane. While fighting together, water pals drop more items when defeated. Can be ridden as a flying mount, enhances dark attacks while mounted. Can rapidly fire a minigun while mounted. Like, it's just the... Yeah, here. See if I can find it real quick. You do that there. So if we do... There. And then... So this was... Then I jump on his back. Now I can ride him around. I can go out here and go... like seriously, what is this game? You can actually minigun trees and they'll start dropping wood. And then it doesn't last forever, but the more you merge them together, the longer and stronger those attacks are and stuff like that. Like the game, it's like sometimes I'm like, what am I even playing? And other times like this is probably the best game I have played in a while. So I'm sorry, I've rambled. We're over 30 minutes already. Long story short, like I just given you a bunch of reasons. There's a few problems with the game. It's it's indie game, it's early access, it's it's in development. Like I'm fine with it. It's a small indie team. I'm okay with the problems it has. I have over 100 hours in the game. Flat out, do I recommend the game? Yes. Yes. That's it. If you can't afford it, if you're even remotely on the fence of thinking about buying the game, go get the game. Like, it's a good game. If you like survival games and like builder games, if you like freaking capture, Pokemon games, if you like egg hunt, freaking search for item games, if you like loot dropper games, if you like, it's just so much stuff. The game is great. It's just, they've done a really good job with it. Now, the only caveat I'll put to that is it'll be interesting to see in the future how the game develops, if they listen to the community, whether they put stuff in that the community wants, because a lot of people want stuff with the pets fixed and things like that. PvP is obviously a big thing too. Once all that stuff gets added, whether they add more creatures, whether, depending on what they add in the future to, is going to change that. But hopefully it will make it better. But only time will tell. So as of recording this, 10 days after it was released, if you haven't played the game already, yeah, I would get it. Like, honestly, the game's like, I think it's $29 once I think the 10% is off now. It's worth $30. The game, like I said, I put $30 in it. I got 100 hours out of it so far. I have a server. My server's been running. It's almost had, like, I don't know how many people are on here right now. I'm the only one on the server right now. But with that being said, it's a lot of fun. So, as always, if you guys like these videos and you want to see more of them, please consider throwing a like on it. If you have a question, a comment, or concern, please leave that down below. And if you are not subscribed to the channel already, it does really help us out. So with that, you guys be safe, and we will catch y'all next time.